I don't remember who just said it, Ijon, maybe, about my post. I made a post on Facebook, and I alluded to this last week about this experience coming through. And I mentioned last week about the experience of being love. And this mantra came through that has never left me, but it came through experientially. And that mantra was, all I have to do is love. It's just that simple. All I have to do is love. And I have experienced it in so many ways over this week. It hasn't left me. I can't go anywhere else but right here. It's so perfect. So I know that we're going to do a meditation on this. I have no idea how it's going to go, but I'm going to start with, I'm going to read a poem out of Chelan's book, because I just happened to be reading on this reading today, and this came up, and I just thought it was perfect to set us up for this. So let's set the tone with this beauty. This is called Sacred Experiment. Just make sure my volume is up here. Sacred Experiment. Today, will you join me in a sacred experiment? Just for today, let's stop pretending that love is a snob for whom we'll never be good enough. Today, let's gift ourselves the dark chocolate of our shadows. Let's bring love down from the mountaintop to flood our lowlands too. Let's cease making love a ravishing, lofty destination and bring her down to earth. Let her join us in each ordinary step. Today, we can decide our imperfect heart is worthy of love right now, just as it is, without dressing it up. What if love desires more of a collapse than a straight spine, more of a willingness to stumble than a perfect step? What if she's offering her hand to you right now before you've even learned to dance? Darling, let's stop perfecting our grapes and today allow our acceptance to surrender us into wine. Just for today, let's see how all of that goes. Isn't that perfect? It makes my head swirl with the perfection of that message. Just for today, let's see how it goes. Just to be love, just to be in love. Let love be all there is. Hi, Michael. Welcome, darling. So this, I feel like I've written an entire book this week, and my head is literally swirling as I'm speaking all of this. It's so perfect. I feel like I've written a whole book on all I have to do is love. And what happens when we really center ourselves fully in that space? You know, I said last week that all love does is love, in the same way that all fear does is fear. So when we think about all I have to do is love, it's not something that has to actually even be done. It's just the being of that in the presence of whatever is, isn't it? If we're standing in any situation, what does love do in this situation? Love only loves. That's it. Anger is only angry, only knows how to be angry. Judgment only knows how to judge. Fear only knows how to fear. Love only knows how to love. So in any given situation, whether it's worthy or not is a moot question, because all love knows how to do is love. Doesn't it make it so simple? And as I was processing all of this, as I've been processing all of this, every single day, that's all I do. That's all that's happening is this. Today, in a meditation, for the first time in my adult life, I found myself going right back into that piece of me as a young child that knew this, that knew that I am love, that knew what that felt like, that knew what that living experience of that was. And as I went into that, I'm like, oh my God, there it is. There it was, right within me all along. It's that thing that got covered up, right, with all of the other things. It's also the thing that when I would see that reflected back in my state of shame or other things that I felt as a child, it made me so confused. Because how could I trust everything else if this thing was here, undeniably here, but yet all of these other things were happening? What is it that I could trust? It's when I first began to be so confused about what's happening in our world, right? But coming right back into that feeling, and from this vantage point, then going back into being 5 or 6 years old and seeing it was all so very clear. It was so very clear, this thing that never left, that was unchanging, that was actually present before anything else. It was always present. Always present. And love only knows how to be present as love. And anything that wavers from the purity of that isn't love. It may be some offshoot of love or some mental understanding of love, but it's not love. Love doesn't waver from love. Did you hear that? Love doesn't waver from love. It's so remarkably simple. It's the purest divine guidance there is. It's the purest and most succinct divine guidance there is. All we have to do is be love. All we have to do is love. And anything within us that feels a resistance to that is the mind getting engaged with all the stories of why that's not possible, why I can't do that in this situation, why it doesn't feel safe, well, that situation doesn't warrant it. The I don't know how. All of the stories that we've told ourselves, that we've believed in our external focus of our world, that have distracted us so that we more easily know how to be fear than how to be love. Somebody says, all you have to do is be afraid. And you're like, oh, I know how to do that. I got that, no problem. Someone says, all we have to do is be love. And you're like, wait a minute, what does that mean? What do I have to do? You see, we know it. In our fear-based world, we know this. Hi, Diane, glad you could join us. Yeah, so we're gonna go into this simple mantra. This mantra that has literally changed my entire physical form and my energy field, and it just keeps doing it. I can just sink right into it and I just feel everything. It's like magic. The magic of love. The magic of love. That's so true. Oh my God, it's so true. So let's just go into the magic of love right now, shall we? Just like last week when I said, let us just be in love together. Right now, my whole body is buzzing. I feel like I'm coming out of, I feel like my energy is about 2 feet off my body. Just so happy to be immersing in this love, in this love, in this love. So let's do this together. Let's do this together. I love you all. Thank you for the opportunity to do this week after week after week in your presence. My God, what a gift. What a gift. Let's get really, really comfortable right where we are. Let ourselves just sink into this moment together. We're just sinking in. We're relaxing every single thing from our day, every single thing from our mind, every single thing in our body, every single thing in our field. We're just letting it all release. Just be completely free. Feeling absolutely everything in our field to soften. Everything feel gentle. We can allow everything to feel at peace. Still, calm. Let ourselves just float into the depths here. Let our intention pull us in ever deeper. Our intention to be of service to ourselves, to each other, to all of the collective, and to our divine family. And today that service is all and only love. In truth, what other service is there ever but love? And how beautiful that we come in and nourish that intention every single week. With joy, with commitment, with each other. Now, as we let love be our guide here, letting that love that is coursing through our body, that is moving every single thing within this field, that is our guide. That is that which is calling us into alignment so easily. We have nothing at all to do We have nothing at all to do. Love will do it all here, through us, with us, as us. Feeling the pervasiveness of this presence in our field, and the vastness of all that we are. This presence that has always been here. We're going to take a few minutes to just let every bit of us be saturated with this recognition. All we have to do is love. All we have to be is love. All that we are is love. In our most fundamental state, we are an awareness with a cherishing nature that seeks to be aware of and cherish all there is to be aware of and cherish. We are the embodiment, the expression of divine love that seeks only ever to love. We are that expression of love that loves. being able to feel love expressing itself in this moment within us, as us and through us, recognizing that everything that we're aware of, every vibration, every movement, is the movement of love, inseparable from me, from you, from us. It's simply here, simply is. So accessing our awareness at this level in any situation, any experience, any question, any decision, we have the opportunity to see the experience from the vantage point of love. What does it look like from here? Love just doesn't just have the picture of what we see, but it has the larger picture as well. So it reveals to us that which is in the highest interest of ourselves and others as well. Any decision that needs to be made, any perspective that is most helpful, it will always offer the highest and healing perspective. Always. Now, this mantra, all I have to do is love, or all I have to be is love. It's the same from the perspective of love. Acts very much as a bridge between mind and spirit. I can immediately relax everything into a central focus. And a simple instruction, if you will, which is something that the mind likes. But it will always bring you back into the simple state of being as love. In any situation, let's take a situation of conflict. Love will stand before each person in the conflict, and only love. It will love each person in the conflict equally. It only knows how to love. It will have the highest perspective, the highest interest of each and every person involved. Love is the state of being that is always equal, always free, always unconditionally accepted in a state of oneness. Because all it knows to do is love. Love will always flow in the direction of highest balance, of highest potential, of highest benefit, always. So when we say, all I have to do is love, that allowance will guide us into work that is of our greatest interest and potential and benefit for ourselves and for others, for humanity. It will reveal a decision, same exact way. It will reveal a response or a non-response in the exact same way. It will never take sides. It is always and only that which is in the highest interest, individually and collectively. That is all love knows to do. That is what love does. And this is not something outside of you. This love within you is the love that is present in every situation, that is witness to every situation, that is within every situation. All we have to do is be that love. Access that which is already within us. All I have to do is love. Even if we take this mantra, this willingness to be loved just for a moment, just for a moment, all it takes to spark that remembrance of what's true of our nature, what we knew as a child, what we came in with, what we've always had, what we will always have. So if it makes it easier, take it just moment by moment by moment. This is the love that is within all divine teachers. This is the divine teacher within you. It has never been outside of you. We have offered this meditation this evening in quite an instructive way, and we've done so specifically for this to be rather an attunement, speaking directly to love as love, connecting directly, communicating within and among directly. We will invite you to practice this mantra as often as you like. Let it course through you. Let it course through you, waking everything up along the way in remembrance. We will leave this meditation now with love front and center. Brilliant in its illumination, in its presence. Its own commitment. And we will thank you for this gathering and for this love. Now I'm going to invite everybody very gradually, while staying really still in the meditative state, just very gradually bring your attention back here visually. No need to wiggle your fingers and toes. No need to look around. No need to shake your shoulders. Literally just leave yourself in a meditative state and open your eyes as you can. Now, I brought you out that way intentionally to keep that little love buzz as much as possible fully present, so that we can bring it into our visual world here. Let's just hold on to that visceral sense of that love buzz for a bit. We really want to bring it into this visual field. Let us connect that vibe with what we see. Let's just sink our little gaze here into each other. Feel that love buzz riding that gaze. Doesn't that feel good? My head is still swimming. I feel like I'm about 12 feet underwater. In a good way. I'm not drowning. I'm in a good way. I'm quite buoyant. Good. All right. Well, this has been a joy. Thank you all for being here. I love you so much. May our time together be of benefit to all beings. Namaste, namaste. Bye. Big love, everybody.